It is written, my guy.
It is written. That happened a few times. You weren't wrong.
Please, please. Did you laugh every single time that was said? Because I did. I'm like, oh my god, he said it. He said it. He said it. He
It's
said it.
written. But Ben's wide awake with us. It's actually pretty late in the day in Guam for him, and
By the
he's
way,
very well rested. He definitely
definitely,
didn't like come to this shoot 15 minutes late, and the first thing he did was crack open a Celsius. Um,
definitely did not.
for no particular reason at all. Report 10. Mission
Before
Impossible:
time.
The Final Reckoning has just hit theaters. We were gonna record an episode yesterday on this guy's birthday. I texted Ben after I saw the movie. I was like, "Hey, I don't really want any time limits on our thing. I don't think we'll talk for 3 hours, but I'm here for if we want to talk for three. I'm here for 3 hours. I don't think that'll take that long, because we want to do a ranking.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
thing.
Yes,
We've
sir.
never talked about the Mission Impossible movies, and if this is actually the last one,
I don't think it will be.
then this might be our only Mission Impossible video. So I want to go in depth. So
Yeah.
honestly, we can just jump right into the ranking because we're going to talk about the movies anyway. So do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Let's do a spoiler free review for anyone who accidentally clicked on this movie but hasn't seen the new Mission Impossible movie yet. I mean, go see it. I mean,
I'll
it's
say it.
classic. It's
It
great.
is damn
Mm,
good.
Dude, it's Tom
It's
Cruise
damn
is
good.
just
I've seen a lot of people talking about like how this is like it's got like story structure issues. It was clearly going to be longer. There's going to be cut. They're not wrong, but they're kind of downplaying how good the rest of the movie is. Like when it's just as good. It's better than a lot of the other Mission Impossible movies when it gets
it's
to
yeah.
the second and third
It's the
half of the
first
movie.
half of the movie. If you
Yeah,
watch
it's like the first
the
40 minutes or so.
if you watch the seventh movie right before you see the new one, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, because it's pretty much just continuing. I mean, it's what most part two movies are is just continuing. Oh my god, my voice crack right now. It's early. I definitely didn't lose my voice last night.
How would that happen?
No one knows, but it is written.
It is written. It is written. They say that a few times in the movie.
But I think minimum it'd be a 8.5 out of 10 minimum for me.
Yeah. Honestly,
I
I
don't know
would
if
go
you can go any.
higher. Like I would give it like
Yeah,
a really good score.
I'm trying to justify the low ranking, so that's why I wouldn't go lower than an 8.5. I don't know why 76% on IMDb. I don't understand.
Yeah, that is really silly. I mean, it is 3 hours long, so if you don't like action movies, maybe that's one thing. But I'm like, listen, I'm not a huge action movie person, and this like
I was on the edge
a-
of my seats. Like, oh,
action movie. Well, Ben loves action movies, but action movies work really
I love it.
well, and they're at their best when you care. And this movie, at least for me, it made me care, and that's when you start really buying into the action. Even if you're not someone who will just jump on action for the sake of it. And there's nothing wrong with that if you are, but 76% or whatever it is, like that's ridiculous, man. That's so stupid. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I'm gonna actually this will be good. I can fly through my ranking and then we can fight on whatever you want to fight about. Or you can go through yours and then we'll super fight.
We'll go. We'll go all through it, or do you want to go like in the eighth spot and then in
Yeah,
the
we can
seventh
do that.
spot we both have? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna agree on the eighth spot.
Yeah.
In eighth place, I have Mission Impossible 2. I know everyone is very surprised, but it is the weakest movie of them all. The action is still really good, but the story is shaky. My biggest issue with the movie is they overused the hell out of the face mask thing to the point where you broke the point where like Tom Cruise apparently gets captured and dragged in, and they're like going to shoot him. I was like, no, he's a guy in a mask, and the other guy's a guy in a mask too, because you've done it like 5 or 6 or 7 times already, too many times. Also, this is the first. I kind of have an issue with the movies doing it, but at least in the first movie, I could buy it a little more that Tom Cruise gets with this random girl. It literally is just some chick that he finds in this movie that he gets attached to, and the villain isn't super compelling. The story is kind of shaky. The action sequences go a little too long. And of course, Tom Cruise's haircut is just oof, that was not a good look, brother.
Yeah.
Not in the second one. The big long mullet for the man, but a good a good movie. be clear, a good movie. Like I would give it a thumbs
None
up, and I
of
would
these
recommend it to people.
movies are bad movies that I would say don't
Yeah.
see. None of these
The
movies
rest
are
of
bad
these are
movies.
going to be
All of
like,
them have parts you could enjoy at bare minimum.
yeah, this ranking that we're about to do is about as strong as a ranking for any set of like it's right up there with our like Planet of the Apes ranking movies that we did because we only ranked the good
Like
ones.
Fast and Furious needed to take notes because this is how you do a franchise with 8 movies in it.
Yeah,
Like this is probably one of the best past 5 movies
yeah,
franchise that probably there
very
is. I mean,
consistent.
I can't think of another one off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's very consistent. It's very well done.
I
I'm
mean,
a big fan of Mission Impossible
if you
2
want to
and
count the
Last Stand.
MCU, I mean that's different. But
Yeah, fine. The MCU
damn,
conquers all. But what do you have in eighth
but
place,
I
man?
mean, eighth place, it's two. It's two. I mean, my favorite scene in the whole movie is the opening scene where he's rock climbing. I think that's probably the coolest scene in the movie, and I mean, that's the opening scene. And there's not really, and there's some other cool action moments, but it's just, I mean, it's kind of forgettable. You said it, you know, and even in the new one, in the eighth one, they didn't really reference it in any movie, every or in any part, you know.
That's what I can
Every
see.
you know how they were flashing back, and then there's certain
Yeah,
things that
they're
were
trying to tie
important,
a lot of it all together. Yeah.
yeah, certain things that weren't.
There's stuff from one, there's stuff from three,
Yeah, there's stuff
four,
important from one,
five.
stuff important for three. Everything from 4 on is important.
Yes, obviously seven.
The second one is just there's nothing really that you can be like, oh. So that
Yeah.
they could have brought in the girl
And
back,
literally
and
every
I would have been
other
like,
one of these
no,
movies has at least one thing where you're like, oh shit, bro, that's awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
all of that. In seventh place for me, I have the original Mission Impossible one. And again, good movie. This is a fun heist movie. Kicks off Tom Cruise and his team going to do like your standard heist. And then shit starts going wrong, and Tom Cruise lost and arrived, and he's chased by the government, and he's got to like find an impossible mission to figure out what the fuck is happening, what's going on, where's this money going, who's after it, and you get all the twists in there as well. Works really well as a movie. The heist where he's suspended, that classic scene, where he's over the thing and he can't let anything drop. Builds such a good job of building tension with the sweat gliding. He does some magic in this movie. You know me, I'm a magic nerd. I'm all about it. He does that scene where he makes the disc disappear. I don't know if he actually did that or not. I know Tom Cruise's crazy method, so he might have actually done that move.
he probably learned it knowing Tom Cruise. Yeah,
Yeah, if you don't know, there's a move where how it works is the thing shoots up his sleeve. But what's funny is I watched the movie recently, and it's would have been loud as fuck when he did it. Would have made a really loud, not loud, but like a really noticeable sound. And they totally muted it. Like that's funny. So whether he did or not, I'm willing to. I think I agree with Ben. I think he probably did. They gave him some nice work on that. But fun movie. It's in seventh because again, it doesn't pop the way the movies do. Like I'm engaged and intense, but a lot of the other movies, there's some that either really made me care, or really surprised me, or really made me laugh, or really just like was squeezing my heart with tension. I'm gonna like start finding things later up in this list, or I'm gonna find really little nitpicks, and the reason I'm doing it is because I needed a reason to put some things ahead of others. And actually, at this point in my list, it's about to start getting really controversial. But I
yeah,
have Mission
yeah.
Impossible one in seventh place.
I hope that it's different, and you said it will be. But I have also in seventh place Mission Impossible One.
I think everyone agrees
It's
with that.
Yeah, they're at the bottom too. I mean, I still think the best scene in the entire franchise is when he's in the vault and he can't sweat, nothing can touch, and he is like that is the most stressful, the best scene in the entire franchise. I mean, you can argue other scenes, and I would say that's fair, but that's like the only like the biggest thing I remember about the first one. I had to
It's the
rewatch it
helicopter chase
because
as well. Yeah.
yeah, I had to rewatch it because the problem was the ending was it's kind of forgettable in the first one, you know? And I had to rewatch it because the I remembered everything that led up to him stealing that in the room. I remember everything, and I remembered that the J Lo's dad, I think he's a real life, or that's her real life dad. I think, right? The old guy.
Yeah. I think
I
so.
think so. Yeah, I remember that he was a traitor, but other than that, I don't remember how it ended.
Yeah.
Or he faked his death. It was just a little bit forgettable, in some parts. But the reason it is ahead of two is because it kind of started it all. They were still figuring it out. And, I mean, they had the best scene in the whole
See, there's
franchise. I
some stuff
mean,
that like actually loses me. Like again, they did the
yeah,
masking so much into like the mask in one fooled me every time. And in
every
most of
single
these movies,
time.
they
Yeah,
set up their mask scenes really well. Like I get fooled pretty much every time. And
the
like as someone,
best movie,
yeah,
the best movie for mask scenes. 500%. Five did it so
yeah,
well. Five did it
yeah,
so well.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah.
That's why one's in seventh place. I'll let you go because you're controversial. So I want to hear what you
Oh,
say
I'm
first.
very controversial. In sixth place, I have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning 7. So again, there's a respectable jump between 1 and 7 for me. I like Haley Atwell's here. She's got a different flavor to her. She's a pickpocket. She's a criminal.
It's also fine. I could see Haley side eye me the entire movie, and I was perfectly okay with it because she knew. I mean, I would fall to my knees immediately. I'd unfold immediately. They
Haley,
did they did her so wrong in Captain America. I don't like. Oh my god.
yeah, they,
Anyway, continue.
I don't even want to engage with that. Lots of great stuff with AI. The key, we get some more Tom Cruise magic. You get what the fuck's the scene? In the middle, of course, they get to meet up with Elsa again. They have the chase sequence. The AI and exactly how it works and exactly how it's messing with them was never super clear to me in 7. They do a better job, I think, in 8. It's a little more active in 7. It's messing with his glasses. There's a nuclear bomb that shows up in the airport. That's a thing that happens in this movie. Like, there's a nuclear bomb that Benji has to disarm in the airport, um, while they're trying to catch Gabriel. And they killed Elsa, which had some emotional punch to it, but it was very clearly like we're getting rid of one hot girl so a new hot girl can come in kind of thing. So I respect the movie for having stakes, but or maybe they decided they wanted to kill Elsa and they're like, well, we need a hot girl to replace her, and they brought Haley Atwell. It's probably a more charitable way to put that. And the endings, I never really feel the stakes. Like in the other movies, when we get to the third act or when we get to our middle section, where usually my favorite part of these movies is the middle section because that's when they have their like big crazy stunt that Tom Cruise does or their crazy heist that gets done. I don't fully remember what happened. They're like I don't fully remember what happens in 7. I know they're driving around and him and Haley Atwell have to escape, and then they meet up with Elsa, who's grabbed Benji and Luther, and then they're hanging out for a while, and then they go to a party with Vanessa Kirby, who gets threatened by Gabriel, and then they run, and then Gabriel kills Elsa, and then they kind of meet. But they're all looking for the key, obviously, and they're trying to get the submarine. But it is reasonably forgettable to me, especially a couple years later, all things considered. So I have 7 at sixth place.
Lee misunderstood you. I thought you were talking about the final reckoning when you said it.
No.
You have Dead Reckoning that low?
Yeah, I do.
All right, it is controversial.
So, yeah.
In sixth place, I have Mission Impossible, the third one. Um, I like this movie. This is the first movie, or this, I mean, the first two really were, we've already talked about the first two, but the third one was the first movie where we see him in a relationship and we see the consequences of having a relationship in his profession. I thought this probably was one of the better villains in the whole franchise.
Let's see what happens.
Rest in peace. Yeah. But I mean, I think you could probably argue that he's the best villain in the whole franchise. And they referenced that in the new one because you can't hurt Tom Cruise by
Split.
torturing him because he is I mean, he'll just lock in, he's trained to forget pain, pain is tolerable. But it's a different kind of pain when you're seeing the woman you love get tortured because of you. That is a different kind. So I think the mental battle that he had with the villain is why it is better than the first two. Another reason why it's better than the first two is just the do you want to say? The way it was shot, you could tell that this was a couple years apart. The first two, I mean, it was what, 96 and 2004, I think. But this one, I forgot when this one took place, but I thought the quality, it was 2006, but I thought the quality of the film was much better than the first two, and that's why I had it above. But the whole story and the ending is also not really, like, memorable. I completely forgot about the rabbit's foot until the new movie, and they referenced it. And then it was just kind of, oh yeah, I did something, and this is all my fault. And then they kind of just brushed it off. I thought the scenes in this movie were really cool. I thought the bathroom scene was probably the best scene in the movie, where he's just looking at himself in the mirror, but he's seeing himself and himself again. And I just think that's one of the, like,
Yeah.
psychologically demanding scenes. And I think it's kind of a battle, of who can fuck up the person more psychologically. And that's what I like about this. But the action scenes are just not where I want it to be. And then the story is just not as memorable as the 4 through 8. So that's why I have the third one in sixth place.
Oh, this is good. We're already at 18 minutes. We can really pad the time of this one. We can make this long.
Uh,
In fifth place, oh, I'm gonna get destroyed. In fifth place, I have Mission Impossible Fallout. Mission Impossible 6 with Henry Cavill as John Lark. Great movie. The thing, I always feel the need to defend it before I say how good the movie is, because the movie is fucking good. I remember the action sequences a lot more in this one, of him and Henry Cavill like literally diving out of the air and him passing out. They have to bust in and meet is it the White Widow, whatever her name is, the White Lotus, something like that. Whoever
yep,
Vanessa Kirby's
yep.
character is, as John Lark. They have to beat the guy up. Henry Cavill is just a pain in the dick, and then he's John Lark. Um, and then, of course, they have to battle it out, and Tom Cruise has to save his wife, who's with the new person, and now he's going to be with Elsa. Again, the stakes aren't as good. And what knocks this one down significantly for me is that a lot, in particular, when I have in first Mission Impossible movies, they rely a lot on being very unpredictable. This is a movie where, as good as it is, and it is really fucking good, I could pretty much see everything coming. I was like, Henry Cavill, I mean, Tom Cruise,
That's
that's
fair.
okay. That's
That's
Benji in a
fair.
mask. They're playing the double mask on him. Alec Baldwin's in on it. Come on, we know. And again, the stakes didn't feel as big. It's like this little area is gonna blow up, but our guys are gonna go down, maybe, but it just does. I don't feel the stakes as much. I don't feel as intense. Like the movie, every movie above this one, I was seriously on the edge of my seat at certain points. I was shocked at certain points. I was really brought out of my chair. This is a movie that I would give like an A to. Like a bit, like this would be like a top 10 movie of the year for me if it came out this year, which is crazy that it's like in fifth place on a franchise ranking.
How do you have three over it then? What the fuck?
But yeah, Fallout's
Crazy.
great. Henry Cavill's great. We get our new fun character who becomes the president in episode 8 later. But a very good movie, but very predictable. And yeah, this one really digs in deep on Tom Cruise's like, I can't let my people die. I can't let my. That's what that really starts and ends with this movie, and they pay that off obviously in 7 and 8 a lot. But and also you get that fun scene where Ben's like directing him around to go places. But yeah, for whatever reason, I know everyone loves Fallout. I know a lot of people have it in first, but I don't think that does. I think that good money he does it actually. But
That is. Yeah, I don't have it.
it's damn good. But I have it in fifth place.
That is crazy though. It's an A movie if it came out this year, but it's in fifth place. That is crazy to me, Chad. That is crazy to me.
This franchise is
If you have
crazy
it
good.
below 3, you have 7 and 6 below 3. That is crazy to me. Any 4 through 8, I would understand if you had any of those movies above another, but 3? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. This might shock you though. In fifth place, I have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Yeah, look, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I got a nitpick, and when you talk about stories, this was a part two, and it relied on what the seventh movie brought to the table. You know, it already established the villain, it already established what was happening. And kind of like what we talked about before, the first 40 minutes are kind of felt like just putting stuff in there so we can get back into the flow, you know? Like, hey, we've taken a little bit of a break. Is it like over a year? We need to get back into the flow. You need to remember what's going on, remember what we're doing, remember the tone, and then we'll be all right. And when it got good, it got really good, you know? That whole if you want to talk about stakes, if all you're basing it off of is which movie had the best and the craziest stakes,
Yeah, right
the
here.
biggest
Yeah.
stakes, this should be one for you if that's the only thing you're basing it off of. Because we're talking about the whole fucking annihilation. Did you have this at one, you son of a bitch? You better not have this at one. Jeez. Chad's ranking is based on stakes.
We'll get to it. You fuck. All right, listen.
Speaking of Outback, you like steaks, don't you?
Shut the fuck up. You know what? You're never mind. I was about to say my bed is tired, but I guess I'll take that for a different video.
This is why I'm tired, by the way. Anyway.
I hate you so much.
Hey, I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking, like I said earlier. And as a specific movie, as just a movie, it is not a complete movie. It took a while to get into. At peak, it's great. You know, I thought it's about my only complaint when you have us like that as the audience. You know, if you're making and like writing this story, if you have us on the edge of a cliff and we will jump off the cliff if you say like that's how much Mission Impossible has you, like we're going to take you this way and you're just going to watch, you know, you got to do something better than have Luther, who's already sick, blow himself up to save London. You got to like do something better than that. That's my only critique. And I am so glad that Benji didn't die. I'm glad Tom Cruise didn't die. I'm glad Haley Atwell didn't die. Someone's got to die. If you call it the final reckoning,
Yeah.
you know, I understand I understand if you don't want Tom Cruise to die because you want to make movies in the future, and I think that's what they did, and I think it messed up the movie a little bit, dude. If Benji died, I would have cried.
Tom Cruise easily.
Yeah.
Very easy.
If Benji died, I would have cried, and I think he should have died. And that would have been the most emotional part in the entire franchise. And if I think they're going to take a break from making movies for a couple years, like, dude, you got to kill Benji. We like Benji is a fan favorite. Like he's known as a fan favorite. Everyone loves Benji. If you kill Benji here, that is the most emotional moment. You got people crying in the theater. This all of a sudden jumps to probably where Chad has it, but it's like nothing happened, you know? I'm kind of like I want to feel every emotion when I watch a movie, you know? And this movie, like I didn't know if they're going to succeed. I think watching it again, if I watched it again, I think it would not be as good as watching it the first time, you know? Because I know what happens. I know what's going to happen. And then I'm going to be like, okay, well, you know, there's going to be parts where I'm on the edge of my seat, but I'm still like, no one's going to die. Everyone's going to be fine. Human race is saved. You know, it kind of felt like a cheap ending, you know? And that is my only critique. When you have something that big, like this is like Tom Cruise, fate of the world is on Tom Cruise's shoulders. It's like that is clear as day. Got to have some consequences, you know. The whole trailer was all about, you know, like you're gonna suffer for the choices and decisions you've made. That was all. That was the like marketing. But there's nothing. He won again. I mean, this is his 8th mission, and it is possible, you know.
It's quite possible.
But that's my only. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff. I thought they added too much like things. I think trying to tie every single thing in was a mistake. I think it took away from the story. That cop, he's his son from the first one. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like that didn't really do anything for me. I think they added too many characters and they played with too many characters. I think they should have stuck with everything that was built in 7 and just ran with that. instead of, he's from one, he's connected. I love that they brought back the guy in the vault from one. I thought that was cool. You could have added that and it would have been fine. But I mean, it was just on top, on top, on top. They just kept adding too many side stories, taking away from the real story. I also thought the AI was so much scarier in the seventh one than it was in the eighth one. The entity, I wasn't really scared of. Yeah, I wasn't scared of the entity because it was like it was taking over the nuclear bases, but that wasn't the entity. The best
What
scene,
entity?
yeah, but we didn't see that. The movie was just telling us that, well, that's what was happening. The like the what I'm trying to say is like the chills that I got from realizing that the entity is in their comms and changed Benji's voice and the entity is talking to Tom Cruise. That is that's dude, that gave me chills. I'm like shit.
Yes,
I
that's
thought
an important way.
I thought the entity like that was like chills so like freaking me out. He removed his minion in the seventh one from the security cameras. I didn't really have a problem with understanding what it did, but I thought it was capable of doing so much more in the seventh one than the eighth one. I mean, you got to think like the new movie. If I saw what Tom Cruise was doing and I am doing possibilities, like probabilities in my head or in as a code, if Tom Cruise has such a low chance, but he always succeeds. Sorry, I'm firing early. I'm firing the nuclear missiles early. It's just kind of like a flaw. And I know that's kind of how it needed to be for the movie. I just had a problem with. I thought it was two different entities. That's kind of the tone that I got, even though it was the same one. If you watch the seventh one after you watch the eighth one, I think you're like, okay, the entity could have done so much.
That'd great. In fourth place, have Mission Impossible. No, I'm just kidding. Mission Impossible 3. I have I have Mission Impossible 3 in fourth place. This was one where I'm a huge fan of, like Ben said, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think he's an excellent villain. Very dry, very straightforward, very like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill everyone you care about. This is a terrible mistake. I can't believe you fucking grabbed me. I'm a huge fan of Lawrence Fishburne. If he's in anything, he's always good. He was in this movie when they're hunting down Tom Cruise. Looks right at him, and you totally believe that he's the bad guy. He's the snitch, but he's not. He's just being genuine to Tom Cruise. This was the first movie in the series that really like got me, like really made me tighten up. Go, whoa, what? And when that happened was when their mission's obviously to grab Philip Seymour Hoffman. You have that great bathroom scene I was talking about, and I'm like, this is going really smoothly. Okay, so they get him, and then he threatens Tom Cruise. I'm like, okay, that's gonna come up. Obviously, you have the intro scene, and like, okay, they're gonna take him in, and we're gonna have some kind of prison break, some kind of like he's got people on the outside, and then they're on the bridge. Helicopters come up and start just blowing people away. And I was like, oh my fucking god, Tom Cruise has to run and dive over shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I was not ready for that. And I got very invested in the struggle of Tom Cruise and his wife. So even though the ending, the action isn't as big as in like some of the other movies, like in Seven, when they're going up and down the train, Tom Cruise has to go. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She has to show up and do shit. Yeah. So even though it's not as big of action, I feel the stakes more because I have more. I connected more with this struggle of like you can feel that Tom Cruise doesn't have. You can feel that Tom Cruise. Yeah, in fact, he did not. Tom Cruise, you totally threw my train of thought. I hate you. I actually hate you so fucking much. Oh my god, you're the most annoying little rat bastard. Oh my god, this fucking guy. Jesus Christ. Oh, let me just talk over it so I can say stupid shit. Kill yourself. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And is a fat whore. Fuck me. Three is really good. I like it more than most people. I knew this ranking was going to get me in trouble. Another ranking is going to get me in trouble, but not as much. And my next two are going to get. Oh my god, this list is just going to rank them. It's a bad idea. Three is great. I love the helicopter scene. I love Lawrence Fishburne. I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. I love Tom Cruise and his wife connection. And even though it wasn't the big action in the end, the personal note made me much more invested in that moment. And so that's why, and also I appreciate that Tom Cruise is like, yeah, I'm done. And he's like, tell me what the rabbit's foot is. Like, I'll tell you if you say is that that I'm gone. I'm gonna do it with my wife, which I thought was really cool. And they undid it in future movies, of course, but I thought that was a good fit. And also, I'm a big fan of Shane Black, so there's that. Go ahead then. Yeah, not officially. Sticks. And I'll catch you. Yeah. It's really, yeah. I was about to fight with you. I'm like, dude, come on. Yeah. I'm gonna keep talking about this movie because in third place, Chad has Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And it's a good fucking movie from director Brad Bird of all people, of animated movie fame, director of, The Iron Giant and Ratatouille and the Incredibles movies. Just like is doing this Mission Impossible movie. And I think the best way to describe this movie is it's a really fun and intense roller coaster ride. It's very well put together, and I think Ben's right that it where it doesn't really have is that emotional punch. It tries to have a little bit with Jeremy Renner's character. It certainly ends on a very sweet note where Tom Cruise is talking about he sees his wife. Jeremy Renner they have a nice conversation, but it doesn't really have that real emotional punch to it. And a lot of these movies don't really have that. In fairness, that's not really where they shine. They're good at the action. They're good at the fun. And this movie is really full of action, and it's got lots of fun. For honestly, the best Mission Impossible stuff, I think is probably the first hour of this movie. Like the first hour of this movie is crazy good. The first hour and a half of this movie is crazy good. Where they get busted and they have to go into Ghost Protocol. They're on their own. And they gotta find people. They gotta find the guy gets shot. Jeremy Renner is the assistant, has to help them out, and they're going to the super tall building. And then one thing happens after or another. First of all, you have that amazing sequence where Tom Cruise is outside the building, has to climb it. It's shot so well. Of course, Benji gets great line. Blue like glue, red dead. That's so funny. Jeremy Renner, it might just be me, but I just find him in everything I see him in to be so incredibly funny. His humor just hits the dead center of my sense of humor. Um, it's gotta be, man. There's something about it. Don't. Okay, you can have that. It's so he's so good. Every line, like lines that are not funny, like at all. Like it's not. It's really like. Well, some of it is like it's like this. If I wrote slides, like I'm not saying this to be lame as fuck. Like after he gets totally cooked in the little underground area where he jumps and Benji catches him. He jumped. How did I catch you? He's like I fucking jump, and then at the end he goes, "Next time I'm seducing the old guy." Which or I'm seducing the rich guy or something like that. And it's not funny to say, but the way he says it and after everything he's just gone through is like that is the funniest fucking or when he keeps calling at the time and Tom Cruise like, dude, not helping. He's like, just say it. It's like it's not funny, but it is really funny because the way he's giving it. It's really good. That scene is great. And then right after that, they have the scene where you go like, wait, I'm sorry, the fuck? Where their mask machine isn't working and they just have to go in to totally raw dog it and just hope they haven't met each other before. And it's like, wait, what are you saying? Like, how do you know? It's like, do you know they haven't met each other? I'm like, this is about to go down like this? Are you fucking kidding me? You're just gonna walk in there? It is so good. Now the rest of it isn't as good. The scene at the end where they're busting everything up, and it literally is the thing that I don't like when movies do, where it's like this one person is smarter than everyone else, and they can see everything coming and be one step ahead of it. I think they actually do a better job of that with the entity for a reason I'll give when we talk about the last movie. Um, but every time you say that, it completely throws me off. Um, the but really good movie, amazing first half, a very good second half. But again, it ends with like Tom Cruise and some guy having a punching match, a very dramatic punching match where they're falling on top of cars and shit, and they're clearly busting each other up. But a punching match to end the movie, and there's a shootout in a computer drive scene as well. So very good movie, better first and second half, and I love Ghost Protocol, and I love Brad Bird, man. What the best stunt is probably in Seven. He jumps off the fucking when he takes the motorcycle off the thing. That's probably I like that stunt the most. I think that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They like their stunts in Mission Impossible. And then, of course, in four, they have him climbing outside the building. Yeah. He's not mad at her for being with them again. And it's so great because there's so many movies where they would take a good finalist to be like, really, you're with another guy? Well, I had to be someone you wouldn't let me have. Like, you just, so great when a movie just like trusts the audience to know where everyone's at. Like that. Then you go to like, what the fuck are you doing here? It's like, oh shit, some shit's broken. Just keep going. Yeah, I really like six. You know what? I'm not gonna let them keep. Oh, never mind. I'll take a long time in expose it. The moment with Tom Cruise and his wife because she's like, "What are you doing here?" It means I'm engaged. Can you hear me? You're not echoing. No, you're in my earbuds, so you're good. Can you hear? Get my echoing? Really? Okay, that works actually. Yeah, I had like seven and six. No, seven. I couldn't care less. In second place for me, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, and I did think about putting it first, but I thought about it. I gave it some good thought. I will say, I was there's something to be said. There's some recency bias in here for sure. There's really something about seeing a Mission Impossible movie on the big screen. I remember when I saw Seven last time, I had it really high. I might have had Seven in first when I saw Seven out of the theater when I was doing my ranking. But I really, really liked Eight, and I like how they use the entity more. I like how it's not what they did in Four. It's like it's just a really smart guy. The entity is a people are predictable. This is math, motherfucker. This is math. This is game theory. This happens a percentage of the time. I don't agree with Ben at all when he's like, what did he say? He said that like the entity feels like does more shit in Seven. I mean, like it's taken over the entire internet. It's like changed everyone's understanding. It's spreading misinformation everywhere. Obviously it's got control of the nukes, which is a good ticking clock. But the entity still feels pretty big to me. It's just about to launch its end game. It's like it's kind of more the seventh movie is more about the entity, so it's kind of more in play. But in the eighth movie, it's still doing shit. It's still active. It's just like the world is now going to fucking end unless you do this, and that's kind of what it's focused on. Uh, I let down. I'll get to the other things. I like the first 40 minutes of it are there are too many flashbacks. There's too much shit going on, and listen, I understand this movie's 3 hours long. You cannot put a 4 hour movie in. You can't do that. All right. It's just a bad idea. The benefits do not outweigh what you did. But you did want to make this the last one. And as the last one, you did want to try and tie everything together. So you still made that decision. So everything that Luther was doing was really underdeveloped. It's like, oh, Luther made this thing that can kill it, and he made this thing that can trap it. By the way, he's also sick for some reason. I'm getting taught by whatever the fuck that loser's name is. It was not as I should Google it. I will Google it. Uh, them getting caught by him and then just busting out with the fake tooth was good, but again, I kind of saw everything in that. I mean, Gabriel getting caught by him. What I really liked was the through line to this movie of one, shit just got a lot harder because you can't use any kind of technology that the entity can get to. So you've got one way that this works, and then it's like ultimately the themes drive into if you do good by working with other people and trusting other people, and what divides us is what is fucking us right now. Now we could have avoided this problem if when the enemy started doing shit, we all just turned off our fucking nukes. But no one trusted anyone to do that. But if we all turned off our nukes, the entity is it's a problem, but it's not a problem that's gonna bring down the entire world. Literally. And like in the fallout of nuclear armed warfare. When they're talking to that Russian guy in the cabin and Haley Atwell just gives him the straight up and down of what's going on. We need to save the world. We're here to save the world. What we do together is much more important than what separates us. And he goes, if you were me, would you believe that? And she goes, yeah, fuck, I guess I would. And it almost fucks them in that way. But what brings them together is that they have to make so many irrational decisions. And so much shit has to go exactly the fuck right, which is also awesome about the movie. Because I hope Ben's charging his headphones for this because I'm going to take a while talking about this movie. But what's so good about it is that the movie understands people who watch movies. It's like because a lot of the time shit happens where it's like, really, this had to add up, and this had to go right, and this had to go right in order for this to happen. This is fucking bullshit. They really go through. Hannah Waddingham looks at him and goes, "Listen, asshole, you need me to send this message. You need him to see this message, which might not happen. You need him to see it and believe it's me, might not happen. He might not even show up, and then he has to agree to help you, and he has to know how." At the same time as you, first of all, let's say you get this shit. That's a whole other thing. That submarine sequence is crazy. Dude, shit in water that's dark is just fucking scary. All right. I'm sorry. That sequence works really well for me. They kind of cut their own credibility a little bit with the bombs because they hit each other a million times and they go off. And it's like, but scene itself, it works really well because he finds all these ways, like, and eventually just cuts all of his clothes completely off. I'm like, bro, you're in the Arctic. What the? Of course, I never think he's gonna die, but it's like it does do a really good job of making it super intense. Then it comes together at the end in a really satisfying conclusion. I was I might agree with Ben. I think it would have been better if they killed Luther. They probably should have killed Tom Cruise and Benji. On the other hand, it kind of makes the movie worse if you do that because then you can't have Tom Cruise listening to the poison pill and have like the background of the montage playing of the president seeing her son and everyone learning about how good they have to be. You don't get to see Nick Offerman die if you do that. You could do like a Captain America First Avenger situation where like he's going down in that plane. But I did see it most recently. Yeah, I think I would have liked to. I'm willing to believe it was probably a conversation of we this could be the end, but we want to leave the door open and leave the door so open that we're not going to kill Tom Cruise and we're not going to kill Benji. It's like you could have kept doing Mission Impossible movies with Haley Atwell and the new guy and these guys that were in the. I mean, you could have killed them, but it's nice that they got away. I do actually like that they made that decision. Ben's right. There are too many things in it, but it made a really. I felt the stakes. It made a. It there was a big punch for me. It was very intense, and it is very recent that I saw it. Literally, shut the fuck up. Literally yesterday, and I just felt. Yeah, it was just a really big feeling for me. And I am that. I'm sure in a year or so, when I do this ranking again, it'll fall down. I literally saw it yesterday. I haven't seen any of these movies in recent times, so it jumped up really high in that ranking for me. So that coming, the A1 side. It's a missile that's heading towards the, yeah. It's a missile that's heading towards the Earth, basically. Elsa, yeah. Her name's Elsa, right? Am I wrong? Ilsa. Yeah, I was like, I think it's bluffing. It's not gonna blow up the Earth. Okay, what if you're wrong, bitch? Then what? It's like, yeah, it's a little just too many things going on. I wasn't positive how it worked. Yes, yeah, you shot it. It's really good. That's why I belong to the sixth place. At first place, I think me and Ben agree, right? We're both on Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I like the structure of this movie the best, I gotta say. Obviously, like things get reused a lot in Mission Impossible. Like obviously six, they did the he has to show up as his own face because the face machine doesn't work, which they already did in four. This one is like starts playing with it right out the gate. Like the game starts and it's like you're getting your mission, and it's a mission from the syndicate. It's like, oh, we got your ass, bitch. We are the syndicate. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is fuck off. And now we're gonna kill this random woman. You're gonna see Solomon Lane, awesome character. Benji has to lie on a lie detector mission every week. It's really, really good. And this is the one where this one fully had me on a string the entire time. Like I could not predict any part of this. I did not know how it was gonna go. Yeah, I didn't know what it was gonna look like. Listen, that underwater scene where Elsa Faust gets out of the pool is a pretty great scene. I gotta that might be the best one of the franchise. Me, honestly, I like the submarine scene in eight more than I think his like diving expedition. Although I like the aftermath of like Tom Cruise being loopy and having quasi memory loss after getting AD'd to life. But that also led to what I think is the funniest thing in the entire franchise, the funny thing that ever happened. Again, just the dumbest joke in the world from one Jeremy Renner, where they're driving around. Tom Cruise is the most wanted man in the world. It's Jeremy Renner's job to go find him, but he's also kind of on his side. He's like, okay, we're here. We're looking for something. We're not really looking for Tom Cruise. But we're going to try and figure out what's going on. And a car smashes. They're next to each other, and they're just there. And he just sees Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise, like, yeah. And that's because he's looping in the drive. I was like, okay, that's awesome. I was like laugh out loud funny, but it was like it made me like that really made me happy that they decided to do that. It's so good. And again, like he's got his gun on Benji. He's like, "You're gonna bring this in, and there's no two ways about it. You're gonna give it to me, or Benji's gonna die." He's like, "Oh yeah, well I memorized all of it. Yeah, I'll give you $50 million to let Benji go." Yeah, yeah. And it's not like a big punching contest. That's the thing. And I couldn't see any of it coming. I don't know what Ilsa Faust saying. She's a person without a country. She's an agent without a source. And then they're like, he's got the list. Like, no, he doesn't. He wiped her phone a bit. Fuck me. What is the syndicate? It's a undercover government program that was supposed to happen that got shut down, but they did anyway, and the guy already knew about it. And they're about to flip it on Alec Baldwin so he can get all the credit. There's so many great layers to it. And then at the end, even though I was like, there's gonna be more Mission Impossible sequels. Maybe this guy just gets away at the end, and then they put glass around him. One of the hardest moments in the entire franchise, like this is Solomon Lane. He goes, "Mr. Lane, this is the IMF." I'm like, oh. It's because the whole movie they've been split apart. IMF is dissolved; it doesn't exist anymore. Him, Benji, Luther, Renner, Ilsa Faust were like, "This is the IMF." I was like, that was so fucking hard. This movie is actually so fucking good. Perfectly timed. This is actually one of my favorite movies. It's like it's top, at least top 20, maybe top 10. Like it is a good fit up this movie. I've seen it a lot. I've seen it more times than I want to admit. It is a little embarrassing, but I've seen this movie a lot. But yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. Yeah, yeah. And I was part of it the whole time. And also when Alec Baldwin's going out in the minute and Terry Moret's just tearing him a new ass, I was like, and this missile fucked up, like, and it was deactivated and saved millions of lives because of the IMF. Fucking love Rogue Nation. He's full on just like, oh, he does all his own stunts, but I don't want to see. I would like pass out if I saw the insurance policy on Tom Cruise. Yeah, yeah, because he didn't want to change the angle on it. Yeah, exactly. He's like, you just got it so good. Yeah, yeah. A couple more things about eight that I forgot to mention. I wrote them down when you were. Um, some of the humor in eight is for the times. They fucked that up. Like it broke the tension a little bit when Tom Cruise is arguing with that wrestling with the guy who goes, "You spend too much time on the internet." I was like, "Yeah, that's funny, but you also that was not the time for a joke." And then the other one was like, "There's some great characters in it. In particular, the submarine guy. I thought was fucking cool. Where he's like, keep talking. Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. That's like the point of the movie is like that's how you can beat the entity. Like everyone's making the wrong decision. It's an irrational decision, but what the fuck are you gonna do? The world's gonna blow up. I guess this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, so this is the longest podcast episode we've ever done. Hour and 15 or however long this ends up being. Ray sixth place. Married? Yeah, she wasn't wrong. She was like, oh, better for Tito. Yeah, could have done it. Yeah, we would. You and me both watched that 4 hour, 5 hour Zack Snyder Justice League movie, but yeah, it is. By the way, go watch it. Fuck the honest trailer. By the way, the fucking honest trailer in that fucking movie, I hate. Okay, if you're watching this, Screen Junkies, I hate you. They, for whatever reason, if you're watching this, they like for their honest trailer for the Zack Snyder Justice League, they were like, this went from a movie that was 2 hours long and terrible to a movie that was 4 hours long and mediocre. I was like, fuck you. All right, that movie's so much better. It's actually so good as that. So good. Again, a few more times. Yeah. And when the next two come out, yeah. Well, that's Mission Impossible. I'll go in reverse order. The correct Longhorn list is eight is two, seven is one, six is seven, five is six, four is three, very underrated. That Mission Impossible three. Three is four, two is the newest one, eight. I'm not for long. And then one is, of course, five, Rogue Nation. How can you not? Who could not love Rogue Nation? I can neither confirm nor deny. I fucked with I fucked with you. I fucked with you 2 times because before I was like, I Mission Impossible, Rogue. No, I'm just kidding. It's Mission Impossible. Then fully almost jumped through the screen. This is long. Oh Jesus. Well, see if you can hold me to this. I'm gonna try and put one out every Monday, but we'll see. We haven't seen Lilo and Stitch. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Ben might not see it. I'll let him know if he wants to watch it. See you. Okay. See you later.